spectrum in between. How I dealt with my female Malinois, Luca, I think you saw her. I was gentle with her. Not. And she would melt. She didn't need anything big. How I dealt with Shocks, my shepherd, no. Wham! I'd get onto him. If I did that to her, I'd crush her little spirit. But I think a lot of times people get mixed up. They have this hard dog and they're confused. I'm like, that dog's not confused. It's completely blowing you off. And they have this soft dog, my dog's blowing me off. I'm like, no, do not correct her. She's not blowing you off. She's confused. It seems like everybody's switching. So I like to say, I asked my mom this when my daughter was first born. I said to my mom, and she was like 13, 14 months, when will I know she's disobedient versus confused? And my mom in all her wisdom said, you'll know. I'm like, that doesn't help. And I remember it. She went to go touch the outlet. And I said, no, honey, don't touch that. And she looked at me and went like this. I'm like, oh, you turkey, you know exactly what I'm asking. But now it's a battle of the wills. So you should know when your dog's like blowing you off, like, you're not confused. You're like giving me the middle paw. Or you should recognize when they are confused. Like, what am I doing wrong? I ask my dog to try. Quitting is never an option. I don't care, tracking. You can't quit. Quitting is not an option. And that's where I talked about it. I know people always disagree with me on this, but there's no such thing as food drive. Food is survival. It is. I mean, you take any dog and you don't feed it for 7 days, food drive will develop. I'm not saying do that, but toy drive, that is a genetic thing. You don't play with a basset hound for 7 days, toy drive will not magically develop. So if I'm going to have to go hard into my dog's mental psyche, I use food. Because toy is relationship. You will hardly ever see me get onto my dog very hard and use toy. Because toy, I want to do relationship. I'll go to food. So like I said, when I feed a fix, if I have to get onto my dog, I pay him with food. Because toy, I want them to always say, this is you and I together. And what do I use at the end of the routine? The higher drive, because that's relationship. Toy is survival. I mean, food is survival.